Green people, crab people, blue heavy metal people. Green people, crab people, blue heavy metal people. Green people, crab people, blue heavy metal people.
Hey there guys, this is me, Malorian, and this is going to be another War Machine Battle Report. And this one's going to be a couple of firsts for me in Mark III. It's going to be my first time playing with Cyphon with the new rules, and it's going to be my first time up against a new Trollbloods caster. This is Ragnor. So this is a guy who has a pretty interesting feat where he's going to go and make it so that basically they all have impervious flesh. I'll be a minus a dice for damage, and so that's going to make his stuff pretty hard to hurt, but my feat is +3 strength, and +3 speed, and +3 armor. So my feat kind of counters his, but it's going to be an interesting dance. So overall, this is my Cyphon list I've come up with. It's, my old one in Mark II would have had 6 wreckers, but I just can't find a list that I like, and so drawing it back, I find that when I get to 4 wreckers, then I can be in theme, and I can have all the dredges I need, so I get the free overlords, and all that fun good stuff. And on his side, he's going to have 2 big monsters here. I'm up against my buddy Derek, and he loves running these big guys, the Mountain King and the Glacier King, and they're better now in Mark III, so this should be kind of interesting. Now overall, this is a bad scenario for him because there's not like a central place for him to go after. The 2 zones is going to force him to kind of split up, and so what I'm planning to do here is that whatever zone he doesn't really go hard to, I'm just going to go and smash that side. So luckily with my feet, I get all the speed I need, and then I also can be giving out some Pathfinder as well. So wherever I need to go, I can pretty much get to. So it's going to kind of be dependent on him. My min unit of slavers, they're going to be ambushing, so they'll come in later. But he won the initiative roll and wanted to go first. I put him over there so he has to deal with the house, and we'll see if it really helps to split him up. So on his first turn, he really just gets up there. He has the spell on the Mountain King, so he gets +2 to his strength, and as well he gets to basically get beat back as well, and that's pretty much it. So on the right, he has his scouts going up and trying in the way, and there's some the warders behind there. So really looking at this, the right side is kind of a little bit more where he's kind of having more pieces to defend himself. So it's looking to me like the left side is going to be where I want to go. But then again, he hasn't really dedicated yet. So I'm going to go up a little bit cautiously, try and stay out of his range, and then just get going from there. So that's what I do in my turn, working out the threat range from the scouts. I put myself at 14 inches away, or more than 14 inches away. The 2 eliminators, they're up there closer, but they're stealth, so I don't care. By the way, we're going to find out that I screwed that up because he has 15 inches of threat, not 14, so I'm going to take a few shots that I didn't intend, but whatever. Otherwise, on the left side, I can be a little bit more aggressive, which makes sense because, I'm going to be pushing harder on that side. I was kind of wondering if I should bring one of my wreckers over there from the right, but then I thought I'd show my hand too much. Now, I did put Perseverance on wrecker number 1. That's the 3rd one, going from left to right. And I have 2 focus on the leftmost one, number 5. And then all the rest have just 1. So again, remember that focus is going to stay there. So that's going to be pretty nice. So on his turn, the Glacier King actually kind of swings around. I was a little bit, disappointed that he didn't just kind of come straight up, because now they're kind of working together, and it looks like, if he does this, he's gonna kind of like have this nice little fighty zone in the center, and that's not really even all that bad. It would help me scenario wise if he split up, but if he wants to come together, it makes it a lot easier for my wreckers to come together and get things done. Now, with the shots on the right, he was able to kill off one of my mind benders, the dredges, which isn't really that big of a deal. Otherwise, he does some shots there on wrecker number 2. I hyper aggression up just to kind of like scare him. And what he actually does then is actually pops his feet. So this is going to be his feet turn. So a lot of the stuff in the back there, I'll be -1 dice if I want to go after them. So if he wouldn't have done that, I would have gone after the Mountain King and tried to take him down. But now I'm just going to hold back. I'm going to make sure I kill off all these scouts on the right, make sure I can test things, and just kind of like weigh out his feet so I can smash him next turn. So that's what I do, is I have my ambushing guys come from this side, because again, this is the gargantuan that I'm going to be trying to smash. But I actually had to reposition this, because while doing this, I learned that ambushers now have to be completely within 3 inches of the board edge. And that's actually a pretty big deal. I actually lose like a whole inch off this. So, you know, it's definitely something good to learn this now and not in a tournament. But, you know, I've been playing a fair amount of Cephalix already in Mark 3, and this is the first time that somebody noticed, like, oh, ambushing is different now. So, good to learn that. Now, while we're actually also looking over here, you can see that his clock is also fairly low. So even if things turn into a little bit more of a grind, I can just go and try and stall this to a time victory, but we'll see how this goes. So overall for my turn, I'm able to come over and spray and then use my little eliminators to take them out there on the right. So all the scouts are gone, and that's awesome. I got more focus out there. Then I just used my focus to heal up the injured one. So it's looking a lot better. But also what happened here as well is I kind of learned that this package with the eliminators is a little bit tough, because what they do for me is, first of all, they can charge in and they can kill things, but because they have anatomical precision, they can also attack my own monstrosities, do 1 point of damage, and load them up with focus. Now, that's not going to be key this game, because since I'm holding back, I have some time to load them up, but because I need to worry about this Dominator, whereas these guys can usually just charge up and get wherever they want easily, that Dominator has to kind of like find a spot as well. So the order of activations gets kind of interesting. So otherwise, I kill them off on the right. I'm contesting the zone with the 2 eliminators. He might be able to kill them off and score in the right zone. I'm not really worried about that. Meanwhile, in the left zone, I'm really bogging things down there. I have 1 eliminator in his face. He'd actually shot down 1 last turn. I forgot to mention that the Mountain King had salted up and then killed 1 with the spray. So the last one's kind of up there just kind of being annoying. Otherwise, I'm kind of more clogging up that zone. But after I did this, I also learned that the Mountain King now has the bulldozer. So if it really wanted to, it could bulldoze and get to record number 2. So I'm not too happy about that. That was a little bit of a mistake. Luckily for me, he has other plans. So this turn actually took him quite a bit of time. So he was already low on time, and this one hurt even more. And really what it was is that I think he saw that I now had an advantage. His feet's gone. I still have my feet. If he's going to do anything, I'm going to be in range to get to him. And I also have a time advantage. So he actually starts looking for the assassination. So the Glacier King starts coming up and trying to shoot me. And then he realizes that I can just pass everything off to Wrecker number 1. And so Wrecker 1 actually, even with Perseverance, gets pretty hurt. But yeah, Cyphon is fine. So now that Glacier King is right up here and ready for me to go after, the Mountain King was kind of trying to decide what he was going to go after, and so he kind of got up there and he was able to kill one of the agitators over there and stuff like that, but really didn't get from him what he wanted either. So basically the way this sits now is that he kind of had a failed assassination, and now he's in the perfect spot for me to counter. I mean, he killed 1 agitator, but now his stuff is so close together, the 1 agitator can cover all my guys going in. Wrecker number 1 is very damaged, very, very damaged. I think he has like 8 boxes left, which is pretty bad, seeing as how my feet's going to do another 6 to him. But as you can see, I'm pretty loaded up. Wrecker 1 is going to have to use 1 to stand back up, but again, I can just attack my own guy to do 1 damage, and then I can use all my focus just to heal them up as well. So my goal for this next turn is to wipe out both of his gargantuans and score on the left zone. And really, that's what I do. To put it pretty simply, I go up with Cyphon, and I go and I pop my feet, and I heal up. Another key part here is that the Overlords go up and start spraying down the stone. They don't manage to kill it all, but then the Eliminators are able to charge in and kill the last member of the stone. So with all of a sudden that less armor in the Gargantuans, this is going to turn out very well, because now I'm diced +3 for damage, and that's really nasty. So on the left side, you know, Wrecker 5 and 2 easily take it down. He makes a bunch of whelps. I then kill some of the whelps. On the right there, Wrecker number 1 goes crazy. Wrecker number 1 kills the Glacier King all by himself. It was stupid. Then Wrecker number 4 goes up and kills 2 warders, because why not? Otherwise, I just need to clear the zone, and then I have my slavers kind of control that zone. So now it's 1-0 for scenario, but I mean, scenario aside, the clock is really in my favor, attrition is really in my favor, so as long as I don't get Cyphon killed, I'll be okay. And so really what he does on his turn is tries to get a little bit of revenge. Of course, he puts 2 whelps in the left zone so that he can contest, but Ragnor comes over, charges the one, what do you call it, the Wrecker, and then kills him, and then also does the spell to knock down the other Wrecker and kill some drudges, and that's really it. So at this point here, he has no transfers. I probably could just kill Ragnor, but it's a lot easier just to do this one by scenario. So what I do is I just make sure to try and kill all of the infantry and then run Cyphon into the left zone. So he's going to dominate for 2. On the right side, I'm going to control for 1. So I'm going to 4. And with me camping 7, there is no way he's going to kill me. So I'm guaranteed to win this by scenario. Otherwise, I go up and I agitate, and Wrecker number 4 swings a bit on Ragnor and doesn't really do anything. But that's really it. So on his turn, he just kind of looks at the clock and says, yeah, let's just call it here. Doesn't do anything. I score on his turn, and it's a scenario victory. So this one here was, I believe, a pretty good favor. This game was in my favor going into this. Cyphon was a really great answer to his 2 Colossals, or Gargantuans rather. You know, my feet kind of canceling his feet, and then I have more infantry, so I can bog him down to kind of make that work. We talked about after where maybe something he could have tried to do is if he focus fired, maybe he could shoot down the Wreckers and try and get rid of some. But I mean, once you get into that point there, I mean, if you fail, I just kind of pull it back and start healing. And if you get too close and it's not your feet, I'm going to charge in and kill you. So it's really this dangerous kind of dance that's going on. But I really kind of feel that Cyphon has the advantage. Don't get me wrong, Ragnor is an amazing caster, very powerful, and I'm very scary to see some of the other things that will be coming out from this, but it's just this particular one here between the matchup and the scenario was kind of my favor. So I'm really happy with this Cyphon list. If you guys have any thoughts on the list or the game or anything else, just please let me know, and we'll catch you later. Bye. Hey there, if you liked watching this video, please go down and give it a like down below you here. And if you have any concerns or questions or comments, please put those in the comment section as well. You know, the best way for me to give you what you want to see is if you tell me what you like seeing and what you don't like seeing. So otherwise, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you later.